everyone. Good morning. I'm Jenny, the coach at Her Second Innings. Her Second Innings is a platform to support sabbatical women achieve their career aspirations through coaching, career assessments, mentoring, job support, through invaluable industry connections with multiple Fortune 500 clients and thriving startups. I'm excited to dive into today's session, which is all about setting goals for success and making the best for yourself in 2024. So make yourself comfortable, grab a pen and paper, and let's have a conversation about crafting a roadmap for your fantastic year ahead. The topic of today's session is goal getters, setting smart goals for success. We're diving into a topic that holds the power to transform our lives. Goal setting. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Goal setting, here we go again, right? But bear with me because this just isn't about making resolutions that fizzle out by February. We're talking about setting goals that truly ignite your path to personal and professional success. So, why are we here to talk about goal setting? Well, imagine for a moment the process of building a house without a blueprint or a plan, or cooking up a party without recipes for any dishes in mind. Seems chaotic, right? Goals give us direction, purpose, and a roadmap towards something more meaningful. Setting goals has also become a trendy buzzword. Yet, it is the fundamental cornerstone of personal and professional development. It's a compass that guides us through the maze of life, helping us navigate challenges, steer towards our aspirations, and ultimately find fulfillment in what we do. Research indicates people who set clear goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. That's a staggering statistic, isn't it? It shows the incredible impact of having a clear target in mind. But here's the catch. Only about 3% of adults actually write down their goals. Crazy, isn't it? It's like having a map but refusing to look at it. Many of us must be familiar with the Harry Potter series. J.K. Rowling was its author. Before her books became a global sensation, she faced rejection after rejection, battled personal hardships, and yet, amidst it all, she held on to her goal, her dream of becoming a published author. Her perseverance paid off, and today her books have sold 500 million copies worldwide. Her story teaches us the power of resilience and the importance of setting a goal, no matter the obstacle. That's the essence of what we are diving in today, the significance of setting goals and how it can shape our destinies. So, whether you're here to chart a new career path, improve your health, foster stronger relationships, or simply find more fulfillment in life, this journey into the world of goal setting is for you. If you aspire to make 2024 a year of transformation, join me in this journey to uncover the magic of setting and achieving meaningful goals. So, what does setting goals mean? Having a clear goal is like having a target in a game. You know where to aim, you're more focused, and your efforts become more purposeful. That's why setting goals isn't about making a wish list. It's about creating a roadmap to turn those wishes to reality, whether it's in our personal or professional lives. How do we know what goals to set? The pivotal aspect of the goal setting journey is knowing what goals you truly want for yourself. This is often considered one of the most challenging parts of the entire process. Figuring out what goals you really want for yourself can be a bit tricky. It's like navigating through a maze where the paths aren't clear. Let me tell you why it can be such a daunting puzzle. Sometimes we may lack a clear understanding of our passions, our values, and long term aspirations. Without a deep sense of self awareness, it's challenging to pinpoint what goals align with one's authentic desires. It's like trying to see through misty glasses. You need a bit of clarity to get, you need a bit of wiping those glasses to get the clarity. And sometimes external pressures from society, family, or peers can cloud personal aspirations. Meeting external expectations might overshadow one's true goals, making it difficult to differentiate between what you genuinely want and what others expect of you. It's like being in a crowded party where everyone's shouting their suggestions and you're left wondering, wait, what do I actually want? And oh, let's not forget a friendly fear of failure. It's that little voice in your head that says, what if you can't do it? What if you fall short? It's a real buzzkill when you're trying to dream big. And sometimes limited exposure and experiences can make it challenging to identify what truly resonates with us, hindering our ability to set meaningful goals. And also, and I'm assuming the majority of this audience is women, and especially for us women, priorities change, right? What was super important a few years ago might not be a big deal right now. This shifting landscape can create uncertainty about what goals align with current desires and aspirations. And in this time and age, choices, choices, choices. In a world with endless possibilities, the sheer number of potential goals can be overwhelming. It's like standing in front of a buffet with so many options that you end up not knowing what to put on your plate. And then again, staying within the comfort zone can be barrier to setting goals. The fear of stepping into the unknown and challenging oneself often might lead to setting safer, less fulfilling goals. So, figuring out what goals you truly want is this mix of self discovery, shaking off the external noise, embracing change, and realizing that it's okay not to have everything mapped out. It's a journey, not a sprint, and the key is to enjoy the ride. You see, determining what goals to set is just not a checkbox exercise. It's an intricate dance of thoughtfulness and reflection. Let's talk about figuring what goals make sense for you. It's like crafting a recipe that's uniquely yours. Here's how you can go about cooking up some meaningful goals. The first step in setting up meaningful goals is self reflection. Let's take a moment to reflect. Imagine you're sitting in a cozy cafe sipping your favorite drink. What are your values, passions, and those long-term dreams that makes your eyes light up, feel excited? What really matters to you? Think about the areas in your life that could use a bit of glow up. Step 2, define your priorities. Now let's roll up your sleeves and get practical. Picture your life as a juggling act and you're trying to keep up all those balls in the air. What's your main act right now? Is it your career taking the center stage? Or maybe personal growth, health, relationships, or some other area of your life? Identify those star players in your life. Step 3, long term vision. It's time to put on those futuristic glasses. Where do you see yourself down the road in 3 years, in 5, or even 10 years? What awesome achievements and milestones milestones do you want to brag about? Imagine you're narrating your success story to a friend from a future or to your future self. What would you say? Step 4, identify pain points or challenges. Let's get real. Life isn't always a walk in the park. Sometimes it's more challenging hike up a mountain. What hurdles or obstacles are you facing right now? Pinpoint those pain points because guess what? Setting goals to tackle those challenges can lead to some serious personal and professional growth. It's like turning those roadblocks into stepping stones. And step 5, last but definitely not the least, let's talk about areas of personal development and your personal growth. Think of it as your own little skill upgrade project. What skills or knowledge do you want to beef up? Is there a particular area you want to shine in, whether it's for your career or your personal journey? So, there you have it, your recipe for setting up meaningful goals, a dash of self reflection, a sprinkle of priorities, a futuristic vision, a pinch of tackling challenges, and a hearty serving of personal growth. Go ahead, mix it up, and let those goals cook to perfection. It's now time to make this personal. Take a minute to grab a pen and a paper, or perhaps open up your favorite note taking app. Now, think about the different aspects of your life. Could be your career, personal goal, growth, finance, relationships, health, your spiritual journey, or any other areas of your life that matter to you. Imagine you're creating a roadmap for yourself. Reflect on the steps that we just discussed, your values, your passions, your learnings and lessons from your past. As you do this, jot down any goals that come to your mind. They could be big or small, professional or personal. There are no limits at this point. For instance, under the career umbrella, maybe you want that promotion you have been eyeing or a business that you want to launch. On the personal side, it could be something like learning a new skill or dedicating more time for self care. Think about the relationships in your life. Is there a goal related to strengthening those connections? Think about your financial situation. Do you want to set a goal to save money to make that favorite vacation that you've been dreaming about? Remember, at this stage, there's no need to filter yourself. This is your chance to dream big a bit. So let those ideas flow. Don't worry about perfection at this stage, and you can refine them later. And I'll talk about how we go about refining the process. If you have a list started, it's fantastic. We'll get into the nitty gritty of refining and prioritizing these goals. But for now, enjoy the process of envisioning the possibilities. This is your journey, and these goals are the landmarks that will guide you along the way. Now, are you ready to turn those dreams into tangible aspirations? Let's do this. There is a certain recipe that we can use for making successful goals, and that is the SMART criteria, the SMART criteria. Now let's dive into the SMART criteria. It's like the recipe for cooking up effective goals. The S in the SMART stands for specific. So what does specific mean? First things first, Your goal needs to be crystal clear and specific. Think of it as zooming in on a target rather than shooting aimlessly. Let me give you an example of a non-specific goal. I want to get healthier and more fit. I'm sure a health goal is a goal that many of us have on our list for this year. This goal is non-specific because it lacks specificity. It's broad and doesn't define the outcome or the method. And let me tell you how the same goal can be a specific goal. A specific goal would be something like I want to lose 10 kilograms by following a healthy diet and exercising 3 times a day. And by adding these details to the goal, we add specificity. And why is specificity important? A specific goal provides clear parameters and criteria for success. It helps in creating a plan of action, measuring progress, and staying focused. On the other hand, a non specific goal lacks clarity, makes it challenging to create a structured plan or measure progress effectively. Remember, specific goals help in focusing efforts, maintaining motivation, and increasing the likelihood of success because they provide a clear target to work towards. The M in the SMART criteria. M stands for measurable. Goals should be measurable. This means attaching numbers or metrics to track the progress. It's like putting a measuring tape on your goals so you know exactly how far you have come. And let me share you an example of a goal with a non measurable criteria. I want to get better at work. Getting better is not easily measurable. There is no defined metric or quantifiable measure to gauge how much you have gotten better. Now, if we were to rewrite this goal with the measurable criteria, it would look something like I aim to increase my monthly sales by 15% within the next quarter. The measurable criterion here is the 15% increase in monthly sales. It quantifies the specific target, allowing for easy tracking and assessment of progress. And why is it important to have a measurability criteria in our goals? Without a clear measure, it's difficult to assess whether the goal has been achieved or to identify the necessary steps to reach the desired outcome. In SMART goals, ensuring that goals have measurable criteria helps in setting clear expectations, track progress effectively, and determining successful goal achievement. Now we move on to the A in the SMART criteria. A stands for achievable. Now let's keep it real. Goals should be challenging but are also attainable. Setting a goal to become a billionaire overnight might be a bit too far fetched, but aiming for gradual financial growth, now that's achievable. Determining what is achievable in SMART goal involves assessing whether the goal is realistic and attainable given the resources, the time that you have, and the circumstances available. Here are a few steps to check for availability within a SMART goal. 1. To determine resources. Determine if you have the necessary resources such as time, money, skills, personal, etc. to achieve the goal. Assess potential limitations or constraints that might hinder goal achievement, such as budgetary requirements or time or even support in the form of people as you work on your goal. The next is to checking for feasibility. Evaluate if you possess or can acquire the necessary skills or knowledge to accomplish the goal. Ensure the goal is within the realms of reality and isn't overly ambitious given the available resources. The next step is to break down the goal into steps. If the goal seems daunting, break it down into simple, manageable steps. This allows for gradual progress and makes the larger goal more achievable. And also determine if the goal can be approached in phases or milestones to make it more feasible and achievable. The next is the past performance and experience. Reflect on your own past experience. Have you achieved similar goals before? Analyze what worked and what did not work for you to gauge the feasibility of the new goal. If previous attempts failed, understand why and adjust your approach accordingly. And finally, do a reality check and modify your goals. If after evaluation your goal seems unrealistic, consider modifying it to make it more achievable while still aligning with the overall objectives. Ensuring a goal is achievable is crucial in the SMART goal setting framework. If a goal isn't realistically achievable, it can lead to demotivation, wasted resources, and failure. Assessing achievability helps in setting targets that stretch individuals without overwhelming and fostering a sense of accomplishment and progress. Let's move on to the R. R stands for relevant. Here's the thing, goals need to be relevant. Goals need to matter to you. They should align with your values, your dreams, your aspirations. If they do not resonate with you, it's like chasing someone else's dream rather than your own. And that's going to make it difficult on you. Here's how to check for relevance in SMART goals. Step 1, align with objectives. Ensure your goal is directly connected to broader peers. Assess if achieving this goal will have a significant impact on your long-term aspirations. Values and significance. Evaluate the significance of the goal. Ask yourself how achieving this goal will contribute to growth, improvement, or overall success. Determine the potential impact of achieving the goal. Will it create meaningful change or will it bring significant benefits? Step 3, assess relevance to current needs. Assess if your goal is relevant to your current situation or needs. Ensure it addresses existing challenges or opportunities rather than being outdated or irrelevant. And consider the urgency or importance of the goal compared to other objectives or tasks. It should be a priority aligned with the current circumstances. Step 4, continuous review and adaptation. Periodically reassess the relevance of your goal. Just because you put down a goal at the beginning of the year doesn't mean that you have to slog through it, irrespective of it not being exciting anymore or relevant anymore. As you periodically start assessing, because needs and priorities can change over time. Ensure goals remain aligned with evolving circumstances, with your evolving life circumstances. Be ready to adapt or modify goals if they become less relevant due to changes in life. Ensuring relevance in SMART goals is crucial as it ensures that efforts are directed towards what truly matters. And T, last but not the least, goals need a deadline. And having a deadline or adding a time frame creates urgency and helps in planning. It's like giving yourself a due date so you don't keep procrastinating. And let me tell you a few steps to incorporate time bound elements in SMART goals. Step one is to set clear deadlines. Establish a specific time frame by which the goal should be achieved. Define a start date and a deadline to create a sense of urgency. Step two, define mileposts, or checkpoints. Break down the goal into smaller milestones or checkpoints with their respective deadlines. This helps track progress and maintain momentum. Step 3, be realistic about timeframes. Ensure the time frame you set is realistic and achievable. Consider the scope of the goal and the resources available when setting deadlines. Step 4, use specific time indicators. Utilize specific time indicators such as by the end of the quarter, within 6 months, or by December 31st to clearly define the deadline. And the final step is to revisit and adjust timeframes if needed. Regularly review and, if necessary, adjust timeframes. Circumstances might change, and some goals might need shorter or longer deadlines to remain achievable. And create a timeline or an action plan. Develop a timeline that outlines the steps to be taken within the specific time frame. This helps in tracking progress and staying on schedule. And it's also important to establish accountability for meeting deadlines. Regular check-ins with a peer, a coach, or a mentor, or progress reviews, self-assessed progress reviews can help in this regard. Implementing time-bound elements in SMART goals adds a sense of urgency, accountability, and focus. Time-bound goals also help in prioritizing work, avoiding procrastination, and maintaining motivation by breaking down larger objectives into manageable chunks with set deadlines. Now, let me give you an example of a goal that's not reflective of the SMART criteria, the SMART criteria that we talked about. So an example for a goal that's not a SMART goal can be something like, I want to start running. The goal start running lacks specificity and other key elements of the SMART criteria. Let me break down why it might not be considered a SMART goal. Non-specific, the S. Start running is vague and lacks specificity. It doesn't clearly define the distance, the duration, the frequency, or any specific aspect of the running activity. A specific goal would provide more details to guide actions, and I'll come back to how it can be a specific goal in a little while. M, not measurable. The goal doesn't include any measurable criteria. Measuring progress or success in the goal, that is, start running, is challenging without specific metrics. A measurable goal would include details such as the distance covered, the time spent running, or the number of runs per week. And the A, not achievable. While starting to run is generally achievable for most people, the lack of specificity makes it unclear what exactly needs to be achieved. An achievable goal is more concrete and defines a realistic target. The R of how not relevant this goal is as a SMART goal. The relevance of this goal is unclear. Without context or a clear purpose, it may not align with broader objectives or personal aspirations. A relevant goal would have a clear reason behind the decision to start running. And the T, this goal is not time bound. The goal lacks a specific time frame or a deadline. Without setting a time frame, there is less accountability and it becomes easier to postpone or delay action. A time bound goal would have a clear deadline or time frame for starting the running routine. Now, if we were to make this goal as a SMART goal, meeting the SMART criteria, the goal would look like complete a 10K run in 6 minutes within the next 3 months by following a structured running plan. Run a 10K, which is very specific. Under 30 minutes makes it measurable to see if you are achieving the goal or not. And this also brings in the achievability part by having a structured training plan in place and relevant. And so this goal is with an intent or aim or for improving cardiovascular fitness. And wanting to achieve this within the next 3 months brings about a time bound in setting this goal. So this goal is well defined with a clear metric, is achievable with a training plan, is relevant to one's improving their fitness, and has a specific time frame. Now, let me give you another example, a professional example. A not non-smart professional goal would be I want to get back to an IT stream. While if you were to introduce the smart criterion into the goal, it might, you can rewrite it. It might look like attain a RPA certification within the next 6 weeks by dedicating 20 hours per week to self study, completing an online RPA course by HSI, and passing the certification exam by a specific date. This would mean that you are making yourself ready to get back into that you've created all of the readiness to getting back into your final goal, which is to get into a IT stream job. So the specificity about this is achieving an RPA certification. It's very clear and specific. The measurable element of the goal is dedicating 20 hours per week to complete a course, the HSI's course, or perhaps doing your self-study, and achievable to even have a 6 weeks of structured study as your plan makes it a lot more achievable. The R, the part which stands for relevant, is it is relevant to building your career growth and enhancing your IT skills. And having a specific time frame of 6 months with a deadline makes it time bound. Embarking on a journey towards your goals is undoubtedly exciting, but it's essential to be aware of potential obstacles and challenges that may arise along the way. Here are some common hurdles one might face. Lack of time. Busy schedules, work commitments, and personal responsibilities can make it challenging to find time, dedicated time for pursuing goals. Hence, it's important to prioritize and schedule tasks, identify time wasting activities, and allocate dedicated time for goal related work. The second could be procrastination, the habit that we all have and would like to blame it on. So, the one we put off stuff we need to do, and that's a real thing, and that's a big struggle for many of us. That habit can clearly slow down our progress. It's important to break down goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Set deadlines and create a reward system for completing tasks promptly. Sometimes it might even mean to talk about this habit of procrastination with a therapist or a mentor and find help navigating through it. The next challenge could be lack of motivation. Sustaining motivation over time can be difficult, especially when faced with setbacks or slow progress. It's important to connect emotionally with your goals. Remind yourself of the reasons behind your aspirations and celebrate small victories to maintain motivation. Then comes the fear of failure. The fear of not meeting expectations or falling short of goals can be powerful, deterrent to taking risks or pursuing ambitious objectives. It's important to start embracing failures as a part of the learning process. Focus on lessons learned from setbacks and adjust your approach. And it's important to seek support from mentors and family and peers. The next common challenge could be overcommitment. Trying to tackle too many goals simultaneously can lead to burnout and dilute focus, making it harder to make any significant process in one specific area. It's important to prioritize goals and focus on a few at a time. Learn to say no to additional commitments and delegate tasks whenever possible. Then it could be unforeseen life events. Unexpected life events such as health issues, family emergencies, or external crises can disrupt plans and goals. Be flexible with your timeline. Develop plans for contingencies, for unexpected life events, and seek support from others during challenging times. Imagine just because this is your goal, you do not have to do it all by yourself. It's important that you seek the support when needed from others. It's important that you are ready to ask for support. Then comes perfection. Striving for perfection can create unrealistic expectations and lead to frustration when things do not go exactly as planned. Set realistic expectations. Focus on progress rather than perfection, and learn to embrace imperfections as part of your journey. Then comes self doubt. Many a time, it's quite possible that we start doubting our own abilities, our worthiness to achieve a goal, and that can undermine confidence and hinder progress. With a support or a friend, a peer, or a family member, or a therapist or a mentor, challenge your negative thoughts. Start taking small steps towards building self confidence through small, achievable milestones. It's very important that you celebrate these smaller milestones than wait to celebrate your goal, achieving your goal at the end. And it's okay to put the goal out to those who you can trust so that there is a bit of accountability. And also, it helps to ask and seek positive affirmations and support from others. Finally, resistance to change. We're all used to being in our own comfort zones, and hence, comfort zones and resistance to change can make it difficult to adopt new habits or embrace the necessary shifts to achieve goals. Acknowledge the discomfort of change. Change is not easy. Change makes us feel uncomfortable in both in doing and also in being. Focus on the benefits of achieving your goals and gradually introduce and adapt to changes. As we navigate through the strategies and potential challenges, keep in mind that the path to success is rarely a straight line. Embrace the twists and turns, learn from setbacks, and celebrate each step forward. The power of goal setting lies not only in the destination, but in the evolution and self discovery that occurs along the way. Now, armed with the smart criteria, psychological insights, and practical strategies, you have the tools to craft meaningful goals tailored to your aspirations. As you embark on your journey, it's important to support each other. HSI offers a beautiful, uh, a trustable community of women who are in the same journey as yours to lean on to each other. So support each other, celebrate achievements, and be compassionate with yourselves during moments of difficulty. Your goals are unique to you, reflecting your values, dreams, and potential. Embrace this uniqueness and relish in the anticipation of what the future holds. Remember, the journey doesn't end here. Regularly revisit and reassess your goals, adjusting as needed. Growth is a continuous process, and your goals can evolve just as you do. I encourage you to take the enthusiasm and insights gained from today's conversation and integrate them into your daily lives. Whether you're pursuing career milestones, personal development, or enhancing your well being, the intentional setting of goals will guide you towards a more fulfilling and purpose driven 2024. Good luck to all of you as you get into this journey of setting goals. Be a goal getter.